You're going to start a slip knot, and I'm going to chain 17 times. Now this is for a cup size C, bikini, or bralette. So if you guys aren't a C, I have the measurements below on the description box on how many chains to start off with depending on what size you are. Now once you've reached the end, you're going to double crochet into the 4th stitch from your hook. And you're going to double crochet into there and double crochet your way all the way down until you hit your last chain. So now I'm doing my last double crochet into my last stitch. And after that, you're going to do one more double crochet into that same stitch. And then chain 1. And then you're going to do 2 more double crochets into that same stitch. This is going to create a little hole at the top where your triangle part of the bikini starts to form. And then after that, you're just going to double crochet your way all the way back down. So go on to the next stitch, as I'm doing right here, and just double crochet all the way back down. And you can see that I'm actually stitching in that extra piece of yarn so that I don't have to sew it in later. So now that I'm at the end, I'm going to chain 3 and turn your work around. Then you're going to double crochet not into that first stitch like you normally would, but into the stitch below. I'm going to slow-mo it for you so you can see exactly where to do your double crochet. So right there where the crochet hook is going inside, that is where you're going to double crochet. And then you're just going to double crochet your way all the way back up to the hole that we made previously. So once you've reached the hole that you made previously, you're going to do the same thing. So you're going to double crochet into that hole and then double crochet again into the same hole. Then you're going to chain 1 and then do 2 more double crochets into the same hole, just like you did before. And then you're just going to double crochet along into the next stitch all the way down until the end of the row. So now that we're at the end again, you're just going to chain 3 like before. Turn your work around and double crochet into the very first stitch like before. And then after that, you're just going to double crochet all the way up until you get to the top again. So now that we're at the top again, we're going to do the same thing, 2 double crochets, chain 1, and then 2 double crochets all in that very top stitch. After that, work your way back down double crochets. Now we finally see the shape starting to form, and basically that's what you're going to do at the bottom. You're just going to chain 3, turn your work around, and double crochet into the very first stitch. And then you're just going to keep double crocheting all the way to the tip where the holes are. And do the same thing we've been doing, where so once you reach to the top, you're going to do 2 double crochet, chain 1, and 2 double crochet all into that top stitch. And then you're just going to double crochet your work down, then chain 3, turn your work around, and then double crochet into that first stitch. And you're just going to be doing the same thing until the cup is big enough for your size, or however big enough you want. I usually do 8 rows for a cup size C, but it's really up to your preference. This is what the finished product for the first cup should look like. And after that, you're going to cut off your yarn and cast off. And you're going to do this by pulling the yarn just through your crochet hook and tightening that up. And this is for the first one. You're going to make another one. So to do that, just rewind the video and just make a second one. However, when you do make your second one, don't cast off. So don't cut off your yarn and pull it through. Just leave it as is. Now that we have our 2 cups, you're going to chain 1 on the second one that you're working on, and you're going to single crochet into the next stitch. And you're just going to single crochet your way all the way down until you've reached the end of the row. It doesn't really matter how many stitches you do, just make sure that they're pretty close together and even. As you reach your end, you're going to chain 3. And then you're going to pick up your first cup that you originally made, and you are going to slip stitch into that first stitch right there to connect the 2 cups. So you're going to slip stitch, and then afterwards you're just going to continue to do single crochets all down that row. So once you're done with that, you're going to chain 1, turn your work around, and then you're going to single crochet your way all the way back down one more time. Once you're at the end, you're going to chain 3 and turn your work over. Then you're going to double crochet into the 3rd stitch from your hook. And now we're going to make the picot stitch by chaining 3. And then we're going to slip stitch into the top of the double crochet we had just made. So as you can see, chain 1, chain 2, and then chain 3. And right below that is your double crochet, and that's where you're going to be slip stitching into. And I'm going to put my hook through the top 2 loops, as you can see right there, and slip stitch. And this forms a little ball or a palm at the top. To connect the 2, you're going to chain 1, and then skip 1 stitch, and double crochet into the next stitch, and repeat. So you're going to chain 3, and I'm going to bring my fingers up a little bit closer so you can see the top 3 chains I made, and then you can see my actual double crochet where I'm inserting my hook, and then that's where you slip stitch into those 2 loops. And slip stitch, and then just repeat. Chain 1, skip 1 stitch, and double crochet into the next stitch. Again, chain 3. And slip stitch into the top of the double crochet. And you're going to keep repeating this all the way till you get to the bottom of the row. So now I'm approaching my last stitch. I'm going to chain one and double crochet into my last stitch. However, I'm going to double crochet, but I'm not going to create the picot at the top. This is actually where I'm going to be starting my strap for my waist part. So if I turn it around from the right side up, where I'm pulling at right here is going to be one strap that goes around your waist. And I tend to chain about 100 times, depending on the size, but it's really up to you, however long or short you want it. I usually chain around 100 times. So I'm going to go ahead and chain 100. Once you've made your set amount of chains, you're going to single crochet your way all the way back down that entire chain that you had just made. And this is going to complete one strap. So I'll meet you after I have single crochet my way all the way down. As I approach my last single crochet from my long chain strap, I'm going to chain one and double crochet into that same exact stitch that you previously double crochet into as you're making your strap, as you can see right here. And this connects the chain all together, or the strap all together. And then you're going to top that off with a little picot stitch by chaining 3 and slip stitching into the top of the double crochet. And once again, you are going to keep doing your picot stitch by skipping 1 and double crocheting, doing 3 chains and slip stitching into the top of the double crochet. And you're going to do this all the way until you reach the top of your bralette, where the tip is, where the triangle meets, and I'll meet you over there. So once you're at the top of your bralette, you're going to chain 1 and double crochet into that very top hole right there. And then you're going to make your picot stitch, chain 3, slip stitch in to the top of the double, and then afterwards, this is when you're going to start making your neck strap. So you are going to chain as many times as you want. This part is going to be the strap that ties around your neck. I usually chain around 100 just to be safe, but again, it depends on your preference. So I'm just going to go on and chain up, and just like our strap before, once you've reached your desired length, you're just going to single crochet your way all the way back down. So now that you've single crocheted your way back down, here's the strap. This is what it should look like. And you're on your last single crochet at the top. You're going to insert your hook again, and you're going to chain 1 and double crochet into that very same stitch on very same top hole. Double crochet in there, and then make your picot stitch. Just showing you how it should look like right here. And then make your picot stitch. From this point on, you are going to be working your way all the way back down and then back up to the next strap. So same as you were doing before, making your picot stitches all the way back down. So I'm going to demonstrate it for you. You are going to crochet your way all the way back down to the cleavage area, and you're going to be doing the same process through the cleavage area. You're going to be working your way all the way back up and making the second neck strap. Now, if you want to know how to do it, all you have to do is rewind the video, and that will show you how to do the second one. So after you do your second strap, meet me down here and I'll tell you how to finish it off. As I approach my last double crochet picot stitch, I'm going to chain one, and I'm going to do it in that row of single crochets that we previously did a while back, right there. And from this point on, I'm going to make my last waist strap. So I'm going to chain 100 and single crochet all the way back down, and I'll meet you down there. Now that I'm done with my straps, I'm going to double crochet into the same stitch where my straps originated from. Then I'm going to slip stitch into that left mesh hole right there, that big loop, and I'm going to slip stitch into there. Then I'm going to chain up 3 and finish my last picot stitch. You're actually going to turn your work over because I'm going to slip stitch it into the stitch on the left of it. So count 1 stitch to the left right there. And I'm actually going to slip stitch into that one right here.
So you're going to go on the next stitch, which is right here, and slip stitch.
And then now you're done with your Picot bralette and you're just going to cast off and tie it off.